Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. So, as of now, we have seen to find the bending moment shear force diagram for the frames, beams with the different type of methods, right? Moment distribution method, slope deflection method, and then approximate methods. Before starting this subject, we have started with the prop cantilever and fixed beams, how to find the end moment. So when you are arresting the movements, arresting the freedom, you will get stress. So because of stress, what are the reactions are developing? Those only things we have discussed as of now. And even three moment theorem also we have discussed. So these are the chapters we have looked on as of now. So one thing you can see that in all the problems, whatever is a beam or something, for example, there's a simply support a beam having a point load like that, the point load position is stationary. That means it's not at all moving anywhere, it's in particular place, right? So like that only as of now, we have done the analysis. Whatever the loads are there, UDL or maybe it can be a UDL, it can be a UDL also in the particular position, the beam or the span, it is there. So sometimes UDL may be smaller also, but also in particular position only it is there, it is not at all moving. But in reality, when you are thinking about the bridge, okay, so bridge is there, right? In the bridge, we are having a continuous span of simply supported beams. So like we are having the pillars like this, everywhere will be there. So pillars. Okay, is the deck slabs. Slab will be there. In that you are having the pillars are connected with the beams. Okay, the pillars are connected with the beams. Right. So this is a longitudinal beam because the slab will rest on the beams only, like a normal your portal frame. Your frame, what will happen? The column is there, and above top of that you are having a beam. In the beam only you are having the slab, right? Slab is resting on your beam. Same way, the deck slab of a bridge will resting on your beams only. The beams generally we prefer simply supported beam in all type of bridges. Okay, simply supported beam in all type of bridges. So the beams are simply supported here. The beams are here. This is your pier. We used to say it's a pier in a bridge because as of column we used to say it's a pier. Yeah. Okay. So pier. The beam is resting on the pier. The load. What is the load of bridge now? The load is nothing but your vehicle. The vehicle, right? But here the vehicle you can see it is moving from left to right. It is moving left to right. It is not at all going to sit in one particular place, right? So when it is moving from left to right, how you can design the beam? Where will you get the maximum bending moment and where will you get the maximum shear force, right? For example, if your car is here exactly in the position, what kind of forces will develop in this particular part? Or here, if the car is in this position, what kind of bending moment shear force will develop? Like that, we have to analyze. For example, I'm having a simply supported beam, just say, okay, that point load, the W, it's moving from left to right. It's moving from left to right. Okay, I'm having the section X here. I'm having the section X here from distance X. I just want to find out what is my shear force at this section, what is my bending moment at the section when the load is traveling from left to right hand. Traveling from left to right hand. Right? So like that, maybe the section I can be put anywhere. That X can be anywhere from here or here or here or here anywhere. So X I can put 0 to Z. So I just want to know at the section X, what will be my shear force, what will be my bending moment when the load is moving from left to right. Okay, so that is called rolling load, rolling load, or moving load. We used to call it a moving load. Okay, one more topic is that is called influence line diagram that we will see after we discussing about the moving load concept here. Okay, right. So now you understand, right? What is the difference between normal static load and moving load? Static load, the load is fixed, the position is fixed. Okay, I know that. What will be my shear force diagram? This will be my shear force diagram. Exactly, this load at position. What will be my bending moment diagram? This is my bending moment diagram. I simply subtract. All right. Okay. So this will be W. What is my bending moment value? Simply support a beam with point load. What is my bending moment value? W.
WAB square by L.
WAB square by L. No, just bending moment diagram. Simply support a beam. Point.
W.
Sorry.
WAB by L.
W by 2, this L by 2 center will be WL by 4. If it is center means the position is fixed means, or else accordingly that value WAB by L and everything will come into the picture. Right. So here again is the W by 2, W by 2. Okay. So these are all fixed, but now the thing is changing. The load is not stationary. It is not going to be in one particular place. It is going to move from left to right. Right. Then I just want to find out in particular section I'm going to take at X distance what is the shear force and minimum value when the force is moving from left to right. Okay, that we are going to see now. So just take it so this is simply about a beam having a load W. Just assume this is the distance A. It is in distance A. A can be 0, A can be L. Okay, that A is distance between left support to the loading position. And I'm going to find the shear force and bending moment diagram for the section X, that is X distance from the left support. X distance from the left support. Okay, so now first thing is I just want to find out what is my RE. So before that, I'm just assuming my A is less than X. My A is less than X. Just keep it like that, whatever it is. What will be your RA? RA will be, just I'm taking moment about B equal to 0. If it is A, this is B. RA into L, okay, RA into L minus W into L minus A will be equal to 0. So my RA will be equal to W L minus A by L, right? Then accordingly my RB will be capital W minus WL minus A by L, that will be equal to WL minus WL plus WA by L will be equal to WA by L. So RA equal to WL minus A by L, RB equal to WA by L. Forget about the section X or something. If you are having this simply supported beam, okay, I'm having the W like this from the distance A. I don't know what is the A value. This will be your L minus A, right? So accordingly, I just find out what is my RA and RB, right? Now I'm going to take on case 1. Case 1, my A is less than X. My A is less than X. So what will be my shear force diagram? What will be my shear force diagram? My A is less than X. So for example, here, so positive shear force diagram will start WL minus AL, and it will go at the W, it will try to down, and it will go here and it will finish. So this will be the positive, this is the negative shear force. There you can see here my X will be there. So here your loading point W. So your A is less than X. So when your A is less than X, at the X you are getting maximum negative shear force. Maximum negative shear force you are getting. That is nothing but your RB value. Nothing but your RB value. So you can understand here, when A is less than X at the section, you will get maximum negative shear force. You are getting maximum negative shear force. The same way, I am just taking the case 2. Case 2. A is greater than X, or whatever it is, I'm just putting as a case A is greater than X now. So when you are putting A is greater than X, here again the shear force diagram will be positive, will go up to that W value, again it will come down, will go there, 0. This is my negative shear force, this is my positive shear force. You can see here, my X will be here. This is my A. Right? So the shear was nothing but this is the RA. RA is going to up. At the application of W, it will go down. That is the meaning, right? So that only I have done here and here. So when where your W you are going to position is before X or after X. So if you are having before X, it will be like maximum negative shear force. If you are having the after X, you will get the maximum positive. This is called maximum positive shear force. If you are having exactly at equal also, you will get positive as well as negative. You can easily say as the maximum positive shear force at the section, right? For example, you will get the shear force value as at the section. You will get like this, and it will get like this at X. These both are A and X are same. This is your bending moment diagram. So shear force diagram, both positive will be there. This is a positive. Only the at the section you can see the positive only will be there. Here you can say the negative value. Okay, so negative value. This is just about shear force diagram. How it is changing. So if I want to get the maximum positive shear force at the section, I have to place my load after the section. So when my load is moving after the section, then I will get the maximum positive shear force. So if my load is less than my section, my positioning my load less than my section, okay, here, then I will get the negative shear force, right? That's the one thing you should know, how that vary when load is moving. Okay, the same way, having the assemblies about a beam, okay, having assemblies about a beam, again a W, this is A distance, having the X, at section X at distance X from the left support. Now I just want to find out bending moment values. Okay, at the section, how will it be? Of the section, what will be my bending moment value? For example, I'm just taking again RA won't change, whatever the case based on section, this won't change. It's based on your application of load only it will change. Where RA will be W into L minus A by L, RB equal to W A by L. Right? So that won't change based on the section, it will change based on the position of the load. So don't confuse between A and X. A is position of load, X is position of section where you are going to find out the shear force or bending moment diagram. So keep in mind. So that RA, RB won't change based on the position. Please put in your mind. Now, I'm just going to find out what is my bending moment value at section X. Okay. So now again, I'm keeping A is less than X. A is less than X. So what will be my bending moment at X? W L minus A by L into, this is the direction. Right? Up to that value, I'm going to take X, then minus W into X minus A. So this distance will be X minus A. Right? I'm just taking A is less than X. So your value WLX minus WAX minus WLX plus WAL. So this will be cancelled. So finally you will have WAL minus X by L. So this is your bending moment at X. So bending moment at X will be equal to WAL minus X by L. Okay. So see here, A is position of load, X is where you are finding the section, right? Okay, here if I'm keeping A as X, okay, position both the same, both the values are there, then my bending moment value at X will be W into X, A equal to X or whatever, again will be L minus X by L. Okay, so I can take this as a W A B by L. when x equal to a, x equal to a, so b I can take as L minus x or L minus a. I can take as L minus x or L minus a. So then your bending moment x will be always W A B by L, whatever the section, right? If again one more option, I'm having a is greater than x. Another case, a is greater than x here, W. So this is your a, this is your x. I can say now, so this will be your L minus x, right? This is, you can say L minus a, right? Okay. Now what will be your bending moment? Bending moment value at x. What will be your bending moment at x? A bending moment at x, I can take. Okay. So again, W L minus a by L. This side also we can go. This also we can go. This is very easy. But okay, anyway, I'm just taking. Oh, whatever, both are same. W L minus a by L multiplication of x. So I don't have any load, right? I don't have any load. W L minus a x by L, that is nothing but W L minus a x by L. So again, if I am keeping x equal to a, L minus a is nothing but your b. So W A B by L, that only going to come at bending moment at x. So finally, when I am going to draw the bending moment diagram for at section it will be like at section I just want to find out when a equal to x, this will be W A B by L. So b is nothing but L minus a or L minus x. So this is your bending moment diagram. Whenever you want to place the load, if exactly I am placing the load at x, this is my bending moment diagram. Okay, but if I am placing load here, what will be my bending moment value? That is already we have derived. For example, when a is less than x, your bending moment at x will be equal to W A L minus x by L. Then a is more than x equal to bending moment x equal to W L minus a x by L. Right? So this is the value you can find out easily. Right? So it's a general one. Like that we have to find out. So I just want to find out if I am having people are asking, you are having a simply about a beam. Okay. At distance from left support 3 meter, I just want to find out my shear force and bending moment diagram. Okay, when load is moving here and where load is moving here, a different type of position, you can use this formula and you can easily find out. Okay, or normally also you can find out. You just push in the load and easily you can find out. Okay, this is the application of rolling load. When we are changing the load, the bending moment values will change at the section. Shear force also will change. Okay, so this is a common changes what we are doing general analysis. So to make a simplification, okay, why we have to calculate everything each and every time, to make us simply find the values. For that we are having one more application we are having, that is called ILD, influence line diagram. Instead of I'm going to find out what is my bending moment shear force by changing the position of load, if I know the diagram of one influence line, easily I can find out the bending moment and shear force. What is first of all influence line diagram? Okay, that we will see here. What is my influence line diagram? Influence line diagram is nothing but, so just if you are having a beam, determinant or indeterminate beam, whatever. As of now, actually I forgot to say that in this semester, even though it is title is analysis and indeterminate structure, this ILD is only for determinant as per the syllabus. In advanced structure analysis only you can learn for indeterminate structure. Okay, this semester fully we are discussing about determinate beams only. Okay, only determinate, not indeterminate for ILD. Okay, now what is influence line diagram? What is influence line diagram? Influence line diagram is nothing but I'm having a beam, determinate beam, simply supported. I'm just moving a unit load, not a load W. I'm having a unit load, 1 kilonewton or 1 ton, whatever. When I'm applying the unit load from left to right, what will be my reaction RA? What will be my reaction RB? What will be my shear force? What will be my bending moment? Okay, at from 0 to L. At from 0 to L. Okay, then if I know these values by the diagram, that is called influence line diagram. Okay, I'm just finding influencing how the values are influencing the shear force, reactions, and bending moment by moving the unit load from left to right. That diagram is called influence line diagram. We will discuss now how we can develop the ILD for RA, reaction RA, RB, and shear force and bending moment. Okay. So now take some disable beam. Okay, I am having a W distance from A, right? Distance from A. I don't know what will be my RA and RB. So that RA, this is RA, this is RB. You know that RA and RB is going to change based on the position of load that already we derived. RA is W into L minus A by L, RB equal to W A by L. Right? Now I just want to draw the diagram. How I can draw the diagram? Now I can put A equal to 0. At A equal to 0. That means W is exactly at this point. Right? What will be my value? RA value. That is W. So instead of W, if I'm making it as a 1, value as a 1, that is called ILD diagram, influence diagram. I'm just making W as a 1 ton. It can be 1 ton, 1 kilonewton, whatever. This I'm keeping as 1. So just ordinate. Forget about the unit. Just 1. Okay? 1. This is value 1. Just assume W is 1, A is 0, LL will cancel, so value is 1. Then is a kind of unit is 1, is a linear value, linear diagram. I'm keeping A equal to L next time. A equal to L. What will be your RA then? RA will be 0. So it will be start from here 1. This will be 0. Right? This is 1. This is called ILD for RA. So what is the use of this one? This diagram. I'm just drawing my W at the position of A equal to 0 exactly at support, value is 1. My W is moving here till end. If my W is exactly at the place of support B, my value is 0. RA is 0. Oh, what is the use? Use of this diagram. Instead of I'm going to play with the value WL minus A by L and all, I'm not going to derive. I know that this is my ILD diagram to find the RA. So if I know, for example, this is my simply support of B. Okay, my W is here. Just assume it's a 10 kilonewton. This is span of 2 meter. So here it is 5 meter. Okay, my W is at 2 meter. Now, what my RA for ILD diagram for RA? That is simple. This always it won't change. Won't change. So 1 here 0. When W is at support, it will be 1. That means W into 1. That means 10 kilonewton only the value RA. But now where it is? It is in 2 meter. Okay, it is in 2 meter. 2 meter, I just want to know what is my ordinate here. At 2 meter, what is my ordinate here? What is my ordinate? For a span of 5 meter, my ordinate value is 1. For 3 meter, how much it will be there? How much it will be? 3 by, right? The ordinate value will be 3 by 5. So if I want to find the RA at this point, at 2, what I have to do is, so RA at this section, I can do ordinate, ILD ordinate 3 by 5 multiplication of 10. So my value will be 6 kilometer. Do you want to check it out? The 600 is coming or not? The value is WL minus A by L, right? This A is here 2. So just substitute. W is 10. L minus A. 5 minus 2. That is 3. Divided by L is again 5. 30 by 5. You will get 6. So I don't want to use these equations and all to find the RA value. I just want to know only ILD, influence diagram for RA only. If you know that, easily I can find out wherever my load, wherever I can apply the load, I can find out the ordinate from the ILD. I multiply with the corresponding load, easily I can find out the RA value. RA value. I will tell one more time again here that ILD for RA I am just developing. So W is moving the distance of L. So that W I can take it as a 1, unit load 1. So I just find out from the equation my ILD will be ILD for RA. Here 1 at the x equal to A equal to 0. At A equal to L, this is 0. Right? This is my value. So at the position of load at support, my value is 1. 1 ton 1. It's a unit load, right? So again here what will be value? Again ordinate will change at every position. So like a linear diagram. So let's say a linear triangle. Easily you can find out for this much distance, this is 1 means for this distance, what is my value? Right? So if I am having a simply supported beam with the point load, any load W, okay, this is my A, any load, this is my L minus A, okay. So the thing is, I just wanted to know what is my RA due to this load at the position of A. That easily I can find out. What I can do is, I can find out, so at A, what is my ordinate, right? For L distance, this value is 1. For L distance, this value is 1. And then, what about my L minus A distance? This ordinate I can find out. This is the ILD ordinate. Then I want to find out the RA at, due to the load, RA due to the load. Then easily I can find out ILD ordinate multiplication of that W. Because this ILD based on unit load, not this W. So just you can multiply the W, you will get the exact RA. So no need to remember the WL minus A by L, all those things and all simple thing. Just this ILD diagram. Right? ILD diagram. Right? So like that, if I want to find out the RB, what will I do? What is your RB? RB equal to W A by L, right? In general one. I am having a beam at A equal to 0, this is 0. At A equal to L, that is 1. So my RB value is 1. Yeah. So you can easily find out at X equal to L, that A equal to L, where the position. If I am putting the load at exactly the support, my RB value is 1 maximum. That's the W. So if it is moving, I can easily find out based on the ordinate, I can easily find out the values. Right? This is called ILD for RB. Okay. So based on the equation, we are developing the ILD diagram. One more way is that to develop the ILD based on the deflected shape that we can see later. Okay. Just you now understand the concept how we are developing the influence line diagram just based on the equations. The equations we develop. Based on that, we just found out the value. Okay, this is ILD for RA, ILD for RB. So same thing, same way, can you find out ILD for shear force diagram? ILD for shear force. ILD for shear force. That how can we develop the value? So now we know already we have developed some equations for shear forces. At A equal A is less than X. At A is less than X. The position is positive shear force, whatever the value. What is the equation? What is the equation? What will be a shear force? Okay, we can derive again. I'm having a simply supported beam. Okay, I'm having simply supported beam. Now instead of W, I'm keeping unit load as a 1. Okay, this is my A distance. I don't know. That's the position of unit load. Here I just have my X. Here I just have X. Okay, what will be your RA? What will be your RA? W L minus A by L. Okay, RB equal to W A by L. Here you are applying the unit load for because you are developing the ILD WSO1. WSO1. So RA will be equal to L minus A. Right? So the thing is, I can exactly position now. My A is nearby here, okay? Less than X only, whatever the, I'm just drawing like this. X is here, yeah, just this point, okay? 1, right? So A at 0, A equal to 0, okay? What is mean by A equal to 0? RA value is, this is RA, this is RB. At I'm putting A equal to 0 here. We have to draw influence data for each point, right? Here 0, it is L. It is changing from 0 point to here. Now I'm keeping first stage A, here RA value and here shear force. Okay. First I'm keeping A is 0. What is my RA value? RA value is 1. Okay. A is 0, RA value is 1. What about shear force? A is 0 means your unit load is exactly here. Your unit load is exactly here. So RA value will be positive 1 minus 1, that will be 0. Shear force is 0. Shear force is 0. Right? I am drawing the shear force diagram for ILD for shear force diagram. So I am keeping A equal to 0, RA equal to 1. Right? A is 0 means RA equal to 1. Then shear force will be, this RA value is 1. I am keeping A as 0 again. So unit load will be act on exactly near support. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. Right? And then I'm keeping A equal to again that X. I'm just keeping before X. Exactly, I can make this a X now. So your value will be L minus X by L. L minus X by L. Right? RA value will be minus X by L. Right? Then it will go. I'm just wanting to find out the shear force diagram at this point. So what will be my diagram? This RA value will be L minus X by L. It will go like that. So again it will go here. Here minus 1. Minus 1. So L minus X by L minus 1. So L minus X minus L by L. So what is the value? You are getting minus X. Yeah. So you are getting minus X by L. Right? If you are just put your one value is here, this point. What about your value here? Exactly, you are putting one as left side of your section. What will be your positive value? Positive value will be just L minus X by L. Just L minus X by L. I don't have any unit load. For example, please listen carefully. Case 1, I am just taking here this. Okay. Just take X here. Your unit load is here. Exactly at the section X or right to the section. Okay. So whatever my value will be here will be exactly that I'm putting here X. Okay. That X and A is nearly same. This I'm finding the shear force like that. So this value will be L minus X by L or L minus A by L. Both are now same. A and X both are same now. So L minus A by L or L minus X by L. So now I'm just drawing the shear force diagram. It will start from here. I'm going to draw at X. Nothing will be there, right? Because here no load. So that my value L minus X by L. That is a positive value. It's a positive shear force. So in the same way, if I'm putting the one as exactly this place before the section left, that also is equal to X only. We don't know that 0.11 mm under here. I'm putting left or right in very adjacent to the section. When I'm keeping like that, you are getting as minus X by L. That value is here. Same portion I'm just drawing. Same portion. This is my ILD. So now my final ILD will be, this is L minus x by L, this is x by L, this is negative, but this is positive. It's a positive. I can put my load exactly at the section to get positive shear force as well as negative shear force. So if I want to get the positive shear force, what I have to do? Positive shear force, what I have to do? This is my section. I have to place my load exactly left side of the section. Exactly left side of the section. That we have developed already here, right? A is more than or equal to x. Exactly x, more than or equal to that particular area value. Then you get positive shear force. It's a positive shear force. At the same way, this is a case 1. In case 2, if I'm keeping my load exactly at the section nearby this value, both are x and a are same. If I'm keeping like that here as a 1, I will get negative shear force. Just see here, at the section left and right, when you're changing, you are getting maximum positive shear force as well as maximum negative shear force. Right? Maximum positive and maximum negative shear force. So this is the ILD diagram for shear force diagram. ILD for shear force diagram. Where you are keeping the unit load, I just want to find the shear force at the section. Shear force at the section. For example, okay, this is my ILD for SFD, right? I just want to find the SFD for particular this combination. Let's assume here you are having a 50 kilonewton. This is 2 meter. This is again 3 meter. Okay, I just want to find out shear force at x. Shear force at x. Okay, so my ILD diagram will be, I can draw simply. I don't want to calculate RA, RB, all those things and all. I don't want to waste my time. I can just go to the diagram. This is my diagram, ILD diagram. Okay, this is based on unit load, right? This is based on, we have to find out the ordinates. This is L minus x by L. This is ordinate. What is L minus x by L? 5 minus. This is the x distances. You are just assuming you are having a 3 meter. A is 2 meter, x is 3 meter. Okay, A is 3 meter, x is 2 meter. Now I just want to find out. So what will be the value? What will be the value? The ordinate. L minus L is 5. 5 minus 3 by 5. This is 2 by 5. This will be x by L. X is 3 by 5. Okay, this is a minus, this is a positive. Okay, I just want to find out what is my shear force due to this load. At the section x. How will you find? The way what I am doing is correct. Due to this load, I just want to find out what is my shear force here. How will you do that? How will you do that? Is the diagram is correct? ILD. Is ILD is correct? Where you are keeping the point here, that A, based on A only we develop, right? A, I can take this as a A, L minus A by L, where the loads are there. Okay, if I am taking like this, my ILD will be like this. So the value will be L minus A by L, that is 5 minus 2 by L, 3 by 5. This is 2 by 5. This is positive, this is negative. Where you want, because of the load, this is your ILD for this type of loading. ILD diagram for this type of loading. Now we have to find out where is my shear force at the section X. So this here at 3 meter, what is my shear force? That you have to find out. So minus, for example, at from the 0, I can have a 3. For 3 meter, my value is 2 by 5. So here again for 2 meter, what is my value? Ordinate. That we have to find out. Okay, this is wrong, this is right. So you have drawing ILD for based on the load, where the position of load is there. Okay, not based on the section, right? Here you are applying both. Here you are just assuming that load position and section both are same. That's why accordingly we just draw that. Okay, accordingly we have done draw that. Okay, if position of x is here, what will be your value that we have to find out? For example, I will just do you have any class next hour, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, I'll just stop here. We will discuss this again tomorrow. Okay, we will discuss Ashapal diagram, how will you make ILD, and again a bending moment diagram. Okay, pa? Right. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.